Great news in the fight against COVID-19 in the last 8 days. Moderna saying its vaccine is found to be nearly 95% effective. That news broke on this show yesterday morning. Also, last Monday, Pfizer made the same announcement, saying theirs was 90%, and they've already started a pilot delivery program in 4 U.S. states for their vaccine at Pfizer. Both companies used volunteers, thousands of volunteers, to do their vaccine studies. And joining us now is Jack Morningstar, who was a part of Moderna's testing. Jack, welcome to you. First off, I just want to ask, how did this go? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. At the end of the day, it wasn't that different from any other vaccine that I've gotten in the past. I had a little bit of side effects after both vaccines, but nothing significant. I'm just happy to have been a part of the process.
Yeah, and obviously when they do these things, they give some people the vaccine, they give other people a placebo. You think you actually got the vaccine, right?
Yeah, based on the fatigue and arm pain that I had after the first vaccine and the fever after the booster shot, as well as the arm pain, I think that's telling that they got the actual thing. From what I am told, at least from the people in some of the Facebook groups that I'm a part of, those who thought they got the placebo had absolutely no side effects whatsoever, not even arm pain.
Right. Yeah, I want to ask, we talked to a guy last week that did the Pfizer vaccine, and he said after the booster, he got the first one, he felt fine. After the booster, he got a bad fever and kind of felt a little shaky for about 4 hours, and it all went away. Does that sound similar to what you got?
Yeah, it was actually the next day that I got a fever, and it came on pretty suddenly, but I took a couple ibuprofens, and I was able to shake it pretty quickly. But yeah, I think the boosters generally expected to be a little bit worse because your immune system's already primed to have that reaction. But yeah, it wasn't anything significant.
Yeah. What makes you want to do this? I mean, I think a lot of people out there would say, I don't want to be a guinea pig in a lab study for a pharma company. What made you do it? So
at the time that I enrolled, I go to UNC Chapel Hill, and cases were spiking. Yeah. I think the positivity rate was around 30%, and it was looking like it was going to become kind of a crisis here. So, and since the beginning of the pandemic, I was waiting, twiddling my thumbs, waiting for this whole thing to blow over. I mean, I'm no fan of having to, be in a lockdown or wearing masks. Like, this is not the life that I'm used to. So I felt like I had to do something, and it seemed like a good opportunity to make a contribution.
Yeah, you're a good person, Jack. And I just want to ask to anybody out there that's worried about taking these vaccines, that's scared of how fast they've been created, what do you say to them?
I think that it's a valid concern to have. I mean, just face value. But at the end of the day, I think it's important to recognize that this process has been so expedited, not through cutting through safety protocols, but just because of the vast amount of resources that have been pumped into these vaccine programs. Because all of society across the world has come to a screeching halt because of this pandemic. So governments and nonprofits around the world are, just putting an insane amount of resources, and it's generally the financial barriers that pose the greatest obstacle to a quick process when it comes to drug approval. Yeah. And that's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, you're very brave, and we really appreciate you taking one for the team and testing this thing out and then talking to us about it. Thank you, Jack.
Sure. Thanks.
All right. Take care.
Newsmax TV is now America's fastest growing cable news channel. We give you the real news you need. So subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up. If you like this video, share it with your friends. Newsmax TV streams live on YouTube for free. Newsmax TV, real news for real people.